Hey. Alright, Jonah, turn on vanish mode. It's been a while, like a really long time since I filmed one of these. It feels really weird to be filming one, but like, here I am. I've been Instacarting, and I was thinking of doing like an Instacarting like vlog, but I kind of need my phone to Instacart, so can't do that. I scheduled a bunch of interviews and then I didn't go to any of them. And I kept telling everyone, like, no, it's just because no one's hiring, but actually it's because I just wasn't going to any of the interviews. I applied where Jamie works, so I think Jamie is gonna get me an interview there. But I've mostly just been Instacarting. Like, I kept having panic attacks about going to job interviews because I was like, I don't even fucking remember how job interviews work. And I'm really good at job interviews. I am. And I'm, like, a really good employee. I am. But I just, like, forget how starting out, like, starting over feels. And, like, how it works. And it freaks me out. And then I get super bad anxiety. And so, like, the last time I worked at Dairy Queen for 2 years, and then I quit. And I will always say I quit because I did. The general manager of that Dairy Queen at the time, because when I first started, that place was a fucking dream, but the general manager at the time spent the entire, I want to say like month that like he was general manager while I was working there, just saying the meanest shit to me, like basically making me feel like suicidal. He told me I made him want to kill himself. He told me I made him want to quit. And I had been working with this guy for like a year. And when he first started, we were both just shift leaders. And we were like friends. And I thought that we were like I fucking loved being his friend. I thought that we were really good friends. I fucked with him heavy. And like there was like an age gap. He was 25 and I was 19. But we were friends, and I don't think like a 25-year-old being work friends with a 19-year-old, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But apparently other people think there is something wrong with that. Everyone thought that he was into me. He had a girlfriend at the time and she got mad. But like I really fucked with being his friend, okay? He worked mornings and I worked nights. So every time I got there, I would like clock in and he'd be like, come with me to the back. I need to like talk to you about something. And he'd like make it seem like he was about to write me up. And then we'd just go outside and vape. Sit out there and vape and talk for 5 minutes. Have a little debrief before like the shift started. And it was awesome. And we were both recovering addicts. It felt like somebody fucking got it and understood. And then one day he just decided, well, he specifically told me, he was like, we can't be friends. Like, you're 19, a little 19-year-old girl going around talking about how we're like super close and we're friends. Like, it looks fucking bad. And then he started being a dick. And then he moved to a different store. And then he came back and he became general manager at the store I was always at. And he always, like, he just was always being mean to me. But then I quit because I was like, I can't fucking take this shit anymore. After I quit, him and the owner of the store spam called me for like 4 hours and made me like panic because they wanted me to just finish my shifts for the week. And I was like, no, like, I was having full mental breakdowns at work every day, sobbing in the bathroom. At first I sobbed in the manager's office, and then I got in trouble because they were like, you can't cry at work.
What?
Like, I'm so sorry that I couldn't fucking stop that. Ha! So they're like, well, you just can't, like, you can't cry where everyone can see you. You can't let, like, the employees see you cry. Which, insane. I'm a human being. They're human beings. My DQ kids fucking love me. I was their favorite manager. Everyone on the night shift, because I was the closing manager. Everyone on the night shift fucking loved me. They always told me all the time. I had one of my DQ kids. I haven't worked there in so fucking long, and this was last year. So I hadn't worked at Dairy Queen with her in like a year. She fucking called me on Snapchat at fucking like 12:30 midnight and was like, Zelie, I'm fucking drunk and I'm in Seattle and I'm with my friend and I have no way to get home. because I'm drunk. I went and I picked her up. Like, my Dairy Queen kids still think of me, and they still, like, see me as, like, a responsible, like, adult. I don't know. It made me super happy. He had made me cry, like, a million fucking times at work. And now they're, like, begging me to come work the rest of my shifts for the week. And I kept trying to say no, and they were, like, wouldn't fucking stop asking. So I was like, okay, fine. And so I went in, and I didn't do anything. I sat and played on my phone and, like, chatted with... My friend came and, like, bought some food. And so I sat and chatted with her. I sat down all day. And I, like, if they needed me, like, they could come grab me. But I wasn't, like... I know it seems like mean to the crew members, but also the crew members, they were the owner's friends that were paid salary and hourly, and paid so much that our labor was always, even at our busiest, at like 70, with like just them and like one other person. They also were never, like, they had to work open to close every day. They weren't allowed to not work open to close.
What?
So, like, if labor is bad, like, we cannot cut them. We can't send them home early. I went in and I didn't do anything, and then he came in because he saw on the cameras that I wasn't, and I'm sure they fucking said something to him too. So he came in while my friends who bought food came in and screamed in my face, like this close to my face, until he turned beet red, screamed in my face, cussing me out, telling me I'm fired and to give him my manager jacket. Literally just like screaming. And then he screamed at my friends who bought food and were just like, they were just eating their food. They were just customers. Anyway, my dad has COPD and he still smokes fucking cigarettes. Crazy. And I know I have no room to talk because I smoke weed and I vape. But if somebody told me, hey, you have COPD, you're gonna fucking die. Like, I'm still young, you're 60 years old. And like, if he dies, where am I gonna live? Who's gonna give me gas money? Anyway, like I was saying, he was screaming at my friends that were there, like in their faces too, cussing them out, telling them to get the fuck out, telling all of us to get the fuck out. And then he told me to clock out, so I went to clock out. And he was like, your last paycheck will be at minimum wage. And I laughed because you can't do that. You can't do that. That's illegal. And then he started making fun of me for laughing. He was like, oh, you're gonna laugh? Like, this is so funny to you? And I was like, I mean, yeah. You're a grown man screaming at me. It's a little funny. That didn't make him any happier. And then he told me I was trespassed from the property. Bitch, I'm not gonna be going to Dairy Queen unless I work there. What would I go to Dairy Queen for? I'm allergic to dairy and I'm a vegetarian. To be fair, my boyfriend at the time still worked there, and then he got fired because I went to pick him up from work so he didn't have to walk, and I had to pee so fucking bad. And he was like, just come in to the store and pee. And I was like, no, I have to hold it. Like, I can't go in there. They're gonna see me on the cameras. And he was like, they're not gonna just randomly check the cameras. Like, it's fine. So I went in and I peed, and I posted a picture on my story of me in the bathroom on my private friends only story on Snapchat with the caption, is shaking in his boots. Oh no, I'm using the bathroom in the store that you trespassed me from. Somebody that was on my friend's story that I thought was my friend screenshotted it and sent it to the general manager, and he fired my boyfriend at the time. And then they started dating. She was 19 at the time, and I was 19 when I met him, and they started dating. So now in my head, I'm like, oh my God, the problem the whole time was that he was into me. My tripod keeps dying. I'm just gonna keep talking like this. Hey, what's up? That place, that place was a fucking roller coaster to work at. Guys, can I be real with you? I really fuck with phone games. I really fuck with them. I just locked in so hard on Farm Hero Saga. My mom always has a bowl of candy in the entryway. Sometimes it's fancy candies. And sometimes it's Halloween candies. Anytime that I'm on my phone, I'm not scrolling through social media. I'm playing either Farm Hero Saga or Solitaire. But to play Solitaire, I have to turn off my Wi-Fi and my data, or else there's so many fucking ads. So thought I saw someone. I'm tweaking out. I'm really fucking cold, but like my legs aren't cold because I have this heated blanket. But Eden said this jacket was really thick. I'm freezing. Lied to me. I was so close to being good. That one was good. Oh, that was... Were those good? I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm gonna check, and while I check, I'm gonna let this charge. Okay, apparently I was about to tell a story, because the last thing I said that was coherent was... I remember... And then I went on another tangent. Bitch, I remember what? I remember a house party she had once. She was house sitting. I barely remember it, okay, because I'm 15, 16, and I'm on drugs. But I remember she put, like, she found codeine in their medicine cabinet, and she put, like, 8 pills or something into a Coca-Cola. Like, I think it was a Diet Coke, to be honest. The party fell apart. The owner's brother lived next door, and so he heard, like, the party, because it was, like, a party. I don't enjoy parties. I enjoy, like, I don't enjoy random people being all around me, acting insane, and doing a bunch of drugs and, like, drinking and shit. Don't like that. I like a little get-together. I like a little get-together. I like a group, but not a party. It was a party. And so this guy, like, was like, I called my sister already. I'm going to take care of the house for the rest of the time that she's out of town. You need to leave. Earlier in the day before the party, we just were, like, hanging out at the house. We were just, like, looking around. I didn't know this, but the guy she was dating at the time found, like, guns in the house, I guess. I don't know if they were real or if they were, like, BB guns or I don't know. Guns. And so when we're all leaving, he hid one of the guns in, like, his bag. And while we're driving, I was, like, drinking out of the Diet Coke that was in her cup holder. I drank, like, the whole thing. And she, like, picked it up and she was like, did you just drink all of this? And that's where my memory stops. She, like, made him take the gun back when he told her. She, like, drove back to the house and she was like, you need to sneak back in there and put it back exactly where you found it. And so he did that, and then he got back in the car, and I remember she just dropped him off on the side of the road. Because I think he was, like, homeless. I don't know. My tripod keeps dying, and I know it's gonna die again. All of my subscriptions on my phone ended, including my editor. So, I'm sorry if the editing goes down. I know my editing isn't anything crazy, but, like, the quality, I'm sorry if it goes down. Or if there's, like, a watermark somewhere on the screen. Sorry about that, because, I'm not going to use a different editor. I like this editor. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do the things. I look fucking bad.